Hello and welcome to the top of the world. If it's your first time, I'm Simon. And behind me is something that's out of control. All this willow scrub and the tree stumps and everything that's in here, I can't get physically under control by hand. Do I have a machine that will come in here and knock this lot down and chew it all up and spit it all out? No, I don't. And there's far too many roots in it now. The roots are getting out of control. I need to get the roots out. And I've been thinking about this for months, and I have a plan, and I have some very basic machinery. So I'm going to try and clear a piece of ground today, or however long it takes, with several really basic pieces of machinery to see if I can't clear the ground and get the roots out and prep it or semi-prep it for some kind of crop. To my left, I have an old 3-point plough. And to my right, I have a set of disc arrows. I have this. I have these attached to that. And then lastly, but by no means least, I have that. Which is probably the single most useful tool I have. Well, no, it's one of the most useful tools I have. So, with those basic implements, we're going to see what we can do. I can lock that off there. Right, now what I'm missing is the bar that goes from here to there, which holds it all level. And that was on the tractor, on the other tractor. So yeah, I might just hook this up and not be able to get it anywhere. Oh, I'm not proud of this, but hear me out. I've got a bit of chain in there, and there should be a solid bar. And the reason there should be a solid bar is so when you raise and lower the plough, it stays level, right? However, I've got a depth wheel at the back, and I've got a fixed point at the front. And since I don't want to plough very deep, if I have my depth wheel right at a certain level, and then I have my bars, for want of a better word, set at the right height, it should plough level. Now the bar, what the bar does is it stops the back from flipping up. Well, we got some roots and stumps and things in there. I don't know how this whole thing's going to go, if I'm honest. It's probably not even a very good idea, but it's an idea, and a idea in my mind is better than no idea. So I'm going to lower that wheel a bit more and see if we can plough real shallow enough to turn all the ground over, and then enough to go back with the arrows and break it all up and flatten it out. It's kind of where I am with it. So it's all been very much of an experiment to the machinery I've got. Anyway, let's see what happens. Probably make a right mess. Wow, that's a Simon classic. Set everything up, set 2, do 2 hours work and get back and realise I never press record. Anyway, we'll do it all again tomorrow. So, how does it look? Yeah, better than I expected. So this is all my rubbish. So then tomorrow I'll get the crane and come and pick up all this and take all this and put this on the fire. But this is the result so far. This is just kind of several runs. Now what I'm doing is I'm ploughing really, really shallow, just enough to catch all the roots and drag it out, which is basically what I've done. See this lot? I've just repeatedly gone this way, dropped the plough, come back, dropped everything. I mean, there's so many runs in there, but you want to be careful not to take off too much of the topsoil, because topsoil's nice and black. So you've got to keep that and then shake out as much as I can. Anyway, so this is what I started with. This. And this is an area which I'm really just experimenting with to see if I can use the plough shallow and then put the arrows over it and kind of level it out and smash it all up and get rid of all this. So, you know, it gets out of hand real quick, and I come through here and I cut, I don't know, Thomas cut probably 5, 6, 7 years ago. Then I come through and cut again. I cut over this side, and look, this is how fast. So this is my plan, because using the tractor you can run the arrows over it and keep the land open, and I got a feeling this is fertile. So this used to be fields. All of this used to be fields. All of that used to be fields. In the 50s, I've seen pictures of it. But if you don't keep on top of it, this kind of happens. And then, so I'm going to do a bit more ploughing in the morning, and I'm going to get rid of all that rubbish there and push the topsoil back onto here and see if I can break all this up with the arrows. Right, I grant you, it does look a bit of a mess at the moment. So I'm really hoping my plan is right, and also not to take off too much topsoil. See, I don't want to plough it deep and plough it over, because you know the topsoil is what I need. I don't need the stuff underneath, it's not very good. So, and the other thing that I have to bear in mind is you don't want the land open, because it turns to sand. It looks nice and black now, but I can tell you that's silt and sand. Anyway, even like that it looks better than it did, but yeah, And then it's deciding how far I go and what trees I keep, because some of these I've been cutting around and I've let come up, but we're not short on trees. We're definitely not short on trees. But it would be nice to open up a bit more ground for potatoes. While we're on the subject of potatoes, obviously I'm going to do a whole video on lifting these potatoes. And we have had the wettest summer ever. I don't think it's gone too well, but we won't actually know till we start to lift it. So I've built these up with hay so many times. So these two last rows, these are last year's potato seeds. But everything from here on, I purchased as good quality potato seed. And some are good and some are not. And it's really, these are very tall, but that row went in first. Anyway, they're not looking the best, if I'm honest. And it was an experiment, but we won't actually know till we lift them, because it is a no dig system. But I've looked through the straw, or the hay should I say, and there ain't no potatoes there. I'll show you what I mean. I thought the potatoes, see how wet it is, that shouldn't be like this. Wouldn't surprise me if we don't find slugs, and we never find slugs here. I'm just not seeing anything. It's just saturated, and we're right down the soil, nothing. So, as much as I hate to admit it, that test, and I nearly did half and half, but my back, I can't do the manual digging. I need to have a, you know, a machine to do it. I can't, my back won't let me do it anymore. And you get a better idea here. This is all rubbish now. I just take all this out and shake off the topsoil and push the topsoil back. Let's see if we can get all the chickens in. Right, girls, that's home time for me. You've all got to go in. Yeah, that's it. In. In. Yeah. Here we go. Come on. Come on, chop chop. We ain't got all day. Right. Oh, the potato there. She wasn't very happy about that. You've been digging up potatoes. Are you all in? I guess we have to have a little check about, just to make sure. I got a straggler. Hello, son. What are you doing? I know what you're after. I know what you're after. Yeah. No, you have to stay in there. No, you have to stay in. I've looked this morning, and I've done as much as I want to do at this point with the plough, because I don't want to go any deeper. Not at this time. I don't want to drag anything from underneath up. So I'm going to go and get some long boards and put on the log trailer so that I can now pick up all the waste that I've dragged to this end. And then I think we're going to run the arrows however many times it takes to level that out and break it up some more, and then I'm going to assess what we've got underneath, really, because I don't want to put the tips of the plough in any deeper. You can't deep plough this because you're just going to, you know, destroy the whole makeup of the soil. Right, that's interesting. So I've hooked up the trailer, put the boards on, gone to turn around. There's one of them stumps. Anyway, probably not gone well. Make a bit of an interesting viewing. Yeah, I've turned the trailer over. I've got to put it upright. Not my best moment. See if we can make something out of that. Self-recovery of a log trailer. It's all quite prone to tipping over, and if you tip it over with a full load of logs, you can also unload it and right it and reload it. My mistake, there's a tree stump. Did I know about it? Yep. There you go. Hidden in the grass. So as I'm just doing something simple as a turnaround, I need to get rid of that stump. That's so old and rotten now I could probably dig it out. Anyway, minor delay, interesting piece of footage. Probably. That is That's the best I can do with the crane to get all the root balls and stumps and everything else out, and it's been, I'd say, reasonably successful. We now have this attached, right? And some of you have seen me use that before, right? I'm relatively proficient with that by getting the ground ready for planting in the spring or the summer. I'm going to try it over here, and I'm going to try and cover the basics. Right, so I'm an expert in a couple of fields globally, and not farming or tractor driving. So this was really something that's been on my mind for a while that I wanted to try. Can I clear this land with the very basic equipment I've got, which is a forklift, a bucket, a 3-point plough and some arrows. Well, the thing about the back loader, the big yellow Volvo, is I had to get it in here and get it out quick because it's so heavy it compacts the ground really badly. And normally this time of the year the ground would be like concrete and I can run it anywhere. But it's rained every day for months and the ground is not. So I did what I could by way of getting the roots up and clearing off the top, and then came in with a 3-point plough. And now I've been in with the log trailer, to which I need more hours on, and I've picked up all the stumps and the root balls, and this is what we're left with. So as you can see over there, that's what we started with. This is what we got, and there's a reason it's this shape, is because this is an experiment. It's a test, a bit like my potatoes over there. They're not going too well. This is an experiment. It's a test. So now we're going to come in with the arrows and see if we can break all this up and uncompact the ground and level it, and then we can come down the next strip and get rid of all them bushes at the back there. So me and Thomas had this bit of land here, from here, not on the other side because I done that last year, but up here we had this clear 5 years ago. So all this has grown back in 5 years, with exception to this birch, which I knew I should have taken that one out in the winter, I was going to, and that birch, but everything else is 5 years growth. Now from that birch over there back, I cleared last year. Anyway, so don't get me wrong, if I had the right machinery, right, I'd have had this done in half the time and it'd been a much better job. There's no money for the machinery. In fact, I'm going out of a limb just burning the diesel doing it. So for those that you're going to say, well, you should have this, you should have that, you should, but who's paying for that? I absolutely struggle to pay the basics with regards to fuel, electricity and groceries. I absolutely struggle, and everything is like a major issue. So would have done, should have done, could have done, very nice, not in my world. This is what we've got, and this is what we've done with a very crude. It's a shame I didn't press record for the 3-point ploughing. Was it that successful? Well, I don't. The point was to bring up the root balls. What I know is this black soil that you can see is maybe 10 inches a foot deep, and then you're into nasty brown clay, and some of that comes nearer to the surface. You don't want to touch that. You don't want to get anywhere near that stuff. So whatever you do has got to be restricted. You can't come in here and sink that 3-point plough in there and turn it over. I made that mistake for half a run over there a few years ago when we got it, and what a nightmare. Right, so we're going to run up and down and see if we can't break this up some more, and then see what we're left with. That's the plan. And Casper is just, well, he's just helping. And are you helping, B? What can you see up there? Nothing. Where you going? Right, and he's on a mission now. Whatever that mission is. Okay, let's see how we get on with this. friend of mine arrived in the village last night, but before he arrived, before he left, he knows what the weather's been like. It's been raining every day, and he said, oh well, the weather's going to change when I come. He says it's going to be sunny and warm. Well, yeah, okay. Although he did put a caveat on that and say, you know, according to the weather app that I use, when I went on the weather forecast that I use, and it just forecast rain for every day. And I'm like, right, well, I don't know what weather app he's using, but it's wrong. No, he arrived last night. Look at this, beautiful sunshine, and it's warm. And we're well on the drop. Look at the trees. You know, look at the yellows coming. I think it's the 1st of September. So we're 6 weeks away from snow being on the ground. So we're definitely what you would consider autumn. Anyway, what a beautiful day. I'm glad he was right, or his weather app was right, because I've since looked at my weather forecast and it says it's probably not going to rain, probably. Anyway, how do I feel about this? I never had any expectations because I didn't know what I was going to be able to achieve. You know, I've got the very basics of implements, really. Machinery, because I can't do any of this by hand. None of it. None of it at all. I stupidly slid a bit of concrete into the bucket of the tractor 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. I haven't fully recovered from that. That stupid one, you know, just don't do it. Anyway, with the help of machinery. Now, I don't care what your name is or how good you are at farming. Well, what lovely implements you have. That's not bad for an old redneck in a piece of machinery he's only just learning how to use with some very basic implements. That's not bad at all. That really isn't. Do you know, I rode past this bloody birch so many times. Right, it's sick and damaged, it's dead inside, right, like completely dead inside, and I never took it. How I wish I took that. Sometimes I annoy myself because I'm really too kind on the trees and then cause myself extra work. I had a fight, there's a number of trees behind me here. I had a fight with myself all winter, right? The landowner, Peggy, she says, leave 2, take the rest. I couldn't, and the reason being is in the winter everything looks so barren, and you think about, oh, you'll take that one, but then what a big gap you'll leave, and then, anyway, I was wrong. So I need to take this, and I might actually take this, rather than take it in the winter, I might drop it now and leave the leaves on it. Same with those over there, because then I really haven't got to be here in the winter, I don't think. You know, there's trimming and stuff, I've left far too many through here, far too many. Ridiculous, really. I don't know what I'm doing, this double one here, I still might leave that. But, anyway. There, this is what we've achieved. I'm really happy with this. So I'm going to leave it now. I'm going to let the winter do the rest of it. And what I can tell you is, what's the matter with the chickens? I don't know, he's laying down there over there. There he is. Doing his you doing your camouflage bit? What's them chickens doing? I'm going to leave this, let the winter do its thing. And then I'm going to put the arrows across it in the spring, and maybe I'll get something planted in this next year. It's really good soil, you know, for here. You know, I've said to all before, we're on a glacier base, and we're in a, it's like a valley runs through here, and it's quite fertile, and this is all the silt, which is why you don't want to go too deep, because you'll soon get into the gravel and the nasty stuff. In fact, even over there you can see the slight colour change. But there's worms in this, and there's no worms in the ground around here, but there are worms in this, and I did know there were worms in this. Can't actually see any worms right just at the minute, but there he comes. What you got there? Stick? Come on, have that. There. Ah. Good boy. Somebody was supposed to be coming to collect this. I built this years ago. There's another thing Peggy dragged me into. She's good at dragging me into stuff. This was the original chicken house. Mind your hand, Simon. There you go. Look at that. So this is an old forest wagon that I stripped out and turned into a chicken house. Anyway, somebody's supposed to come and collect this. So I was told, but there's no sign of anybody. It's quite a nice chicken house as it goes. if you needed one. And I put the roof on it because it's a flat roof, you know. But anyway, it's in the way really. Okay, so I could go on and on and on. So most of you would have seen, probably won't recognise any of this in the summer with my snowmobile trails and stuff. But that's a nice big pile of stumps and roots to burn, and yeah, I'm quite happy I've managed to do that with what I had, really. Could I have done it some more? Yeah, I could, but I'll do it in the spring. But we get all the sticky stuff out and let the winter do its thing, and we can actually get this going, and then I can continue kind of up this side and get all this out the way. It is quite dense through there. Stumps made a bit of a mess here, so could be worse. So wet round here. These are these 3 trees back in 1, 2, 3 that I cut out so we could get round here with the tractor. But it's so wet here I couldn't bring the back loader up and pull these roots out, which I need to do. It's so wet round there. So this bit is our dip through the creek here. This is part of our snowmobile trail. And then off up there, you've seen so many hours of me working all in here. Still can't see through it. It's looking better, but you still can't see through it. Some bits look better than others. You know, you can see all the way up there, which is something you couldn't do before. And yeah, we need a machine to sort this out one day soon. Okay. What? Where's your, you want your stick? Oh, whining over your stick. Got to have your stick. Where's your stick? That's a really good start. So yesterday when I arrived it looked like this, and today it looks like this. And there is a bloody stump in there that I couldn't get out, but anyway, that's quite good. I don't know what that is, 1/4 an acre's open there. Nice, good job. Right, what are you doing? Okay, that'll do on this one. It's now Sunday lunchtime, and I'm going to go and do something else this afternoon. Anyway, thank you all for watching. You all have a great weekend. Thanks very much. Bye for now.